In the heart of the dense emerald forests of eastern Nigeria, nestled between the hills of Nsukka and the waters of the Njaba River, was the ancient kingdom of Umoka. Known for its rich soil and golden yams, the land once flourished under the rule of wise elders and just kings. But that was before the rise of King Obiezue, a man whose heart knew no mercy and whose throne dripped with the tears of the oppressed. Obiezue was not born into royalty. He was a war captain, forged in the heat of blood and iron, who climbed the ladder of power through deceit and murder. When the old king, Igwe Chibundu, died mysteriously in his sleep, whispers filled the air like harmattan dust. No one dared speak openly, for Obiezue had already claimed the crown, his soldiers armed with blades sharper than the silence that followed. His coronation was not met with jubilation, but with the muffled cries of widows and the fearful eyes of children. The skies themselves seemed to mourn. Dark clouds rolled in. Thunder cracked like the beat of war drums. Birds refused to sing that day. Once enthroned, Obiezue ruled with the weight of vengeance. His laws were cruel, his punishments unthinkable. He taxed the people into starvation, flogged farmers who couldn't meet impossible quotas, and demanded the first daughters of each family to serve in his palace, where many were never seen again. The once lively marketplace of Umoka turned ghostly. Drummers no longer played, storytellers bit their tongues, and laughter became a memory people feared to revisit. Obiezue's palace was a fortress of obsidian stone and iron gates, guarded by men whose faces bore no expression. Inside, the king sat on a throne, carved from the trunk of the sacred Oji tree, a throne that had never known peace since he claimed it. He spoke little but roared often. His voice could split silence in half, his stare enough to freeze blood in one's veins. Among the suffering people was a young healer named Nkemdilim, whose name meant, "Let mine be good." She was the daughter of a revered herbalist, raised among herbs and wisdom, and her hands carried both life and courage. Nkem saw the destruction Obiezue brought and knew that healing herbs alone could not cure the poison infecting Umoka. In the cover of night, she gathered a few brave souls, hunters, farmers, mothers with broken hearts, and began to speak of change. Whispers of rebellion found their way into homes like the evening breeze, light but persistent. One evening, after a long day of cruel punishment meted upon a boy who had stolen cassava to feed his siblings, Nkem visited the shrine of Allah, the earth goddess, hidden deep in the sacred forest. There, she lit a fire with palm oil and kola nuts and cried out, "Allah, mother of land, our feet burn upon your soil. Our hands bleed from unjust toil. If justice still walks this earth, let it rise." That night, she dreamed of a red python, coiled at the foot of the king's throne. He sang the words, "He who rules by fear shall fall by fury." Emboldened, Nakem went to work. Her rebels began to poison the wells of the king's soldiers, not with death, but with herbs that blurred vision and stole sleep. Silent drums were beaten in the forests, sending coded messages. Ashes were painted on doors to mark safe houses. Songs returned, quietly, in the form of lullabies and coded chants sung by old women at night. One day, Obiezue ordered that 10 elders be executed for failing to provide enough palm wine for a feast. It was the breaking point. The entire village of Umoka rose in protest, flooding the palace gates. Women ululated, men beat on pots and pestles, and children threw stones at the guards. Obiezue emerged from his balcony, red with fury. "You forget who I am? I am the lion. The sun rises at my command." But the people did not bow. Nkem stepped forward, her head raised high. The lion may roar, but even he fears the fire. In that moment, A spark flew, literally. One of the rebels, hiding in the trees, released a burning arrow into the palace's thatch roof. Flames erupted. Screams followed. Chaos consumed the palace like a hungry beast. Obiezwe, desperate, grabbed his sword and charged into the crowd. But the people had had enough. He was overpowered, not by force, but by unity. The hunters tied his hands. The farmers dragged him through the streets he had defiled. "Do not kill him," Nkem said, standing tall. "Let him live. Let him see what it means to be powerless." Obiezwe was cast out, stripped of his title, hair shaved, ankles chained. He was made to till the earth he once demanded tribute from. The same people he had tormented fed him scraps, made him drink from muddy waters. The throne of Umoka was not filled by a single person again, but by a council of elders and youth, men and women. Justice returned, not with more blood, but with healing and unity. Nekemdilim was never crowned, but the people sang her name in moonlight, dances, and told stories.